Peace. It's the Consciousness one. And I'm going to make this video in reference to that the word America did not come from Vespucci. So now, I referenced this in my other video that was titled, I believe it was Negro, Indio, and Moreno. I actually ran across some references from that when I was doing the research. Actually, I was doing the research for this first, but then when I ran across that, I kind of cross-referenced it with another article I read that they was referring to people as Morenos in Mexico as well. But remember, like I said, I think the Sister Warrior, she touched on that. But from the article that I got, it tells you, showing you that they was moving people from the Santo Domingo to Mexico. So that's another article I'm gonna put up or whatever. I mean, well, actually, I got it up on one of my videos. I actually got the article. I believe it's, let me see. I got too much stuff up right now. I really do not feel like opening up. If anybody want any further information on that, just comment on the link and I'll put it in the link. I know sometime I'll be forgetting to put the stuff in the link. Cause like I said, man, a lot of these videos take time. A lot of stuff be going on in between while you shooting these videos. People knocking on the door, stuff moving, you know, a lot of stuff be going on that'll distract you from really focusing on this. So I'm trying to get through the videos as quick as possible just to keep a focus on it. Remember, I do not speak the Queen or King English very well. I am not proficient at that. But I am not an idiot. So when I see things that doesn't make common sense, when I see anything I see that has figure like anything that opposes, that's something that's supposed to be a fact, I'm always gonna look into it. Alright, because because I heard people tell me, that's a fact that America was named after Vespucci. Alright, so let's get into this, man. So let me see something, man. Let me go. I'm gonna go to something basic first of all. Alright. Alright, so let me go right here. I'm gonna go something basic. Alright. Yeah, this is the one I was looking at, right? So alright, they say Amerigo Vespucci, explorer, 1451, 1512. Alright. As you go down, they say America was named after Marcou Vespucci, a Florentine navigator and explorer who played a prominent role in, what the fuck is that? I be hating these videos,
no, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
I'm sorry about that, y'all. I'm gonna try to edit that out if I get the time. Shit just popped up. Alright, so it said America was named after Marcou Vespucci, a Florentine navigator and explorer who played a prominent role in exploring the New World. Alright, so now, how many people, how many kids, or how many people got kids in which their kids was taught this in school? How many grown-ups was taught this shit in college, man? In college, people was taught this. Alright, so look, it's a synopsis. Explorer Marcou Vespucci was born March 9th, 1451. Some scholars say 1454 in Florence, Italy. On May 10th, 1497, he embarked on his first voyage. On his third and most successful voyage, he discovered the present-day Rio de Janeiro, Rio de la Plata. Alright, La Plata. It's a believing he had discovered a new continent. He called it South America. No, he called South America the New World. In 1507, America was named after him. Alright, so they saying that his name was America and it was named after him. Now let's see. What is this website? This is a biography website, okay? And you see how these people just plagiarize shit. I mean, well, they don't even plagiarize. They just put straight up lie about stuff, man. You understand? I mean, all right. So most people think that this was the name of America, and this is where the word name came from. All right. So let me see. Where was my other? Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. It was something. It was this one right here. All right. So let me just read a little bit of this. Let me just find out where I was at. Alright. Boom. Here we go. I'm gonna actually read this right here. Actually, this is an interesting article. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of it. This is titled "The Naming of America Fragment." They say we soared against ourselves. Alright, so this is a map, supposedly being the map that he made. Alright, so let me see. Alright, so I'm just going to start with this. This would be a good thesis to start off with. America, when learning as a school child, it say was named in honor as Americo Vespucci for his discovery of the mainland in the New World. We tend not to question this lesson about naming America, but by the time we are adults, it lingers vaguely in most of us, along with images of wave-tossed caravel and forest people with naked cannibal. Not surprisingly, the notion that America was named for Vespucci, he long been universally accepted, so much so that the descendant America Vespucci came to New Orleans in 1839 and asked for a land grant. All right. It say in recognition of her name, parentage since the late 19th century. However, conflicting ideas about the truth of the derivation has been set forth with profound cultural and political implications. To question the origin of American name is to question the nature, not only our history lessons, but a very identity as Americans. Okay. So let me see. I don't want to read this, but it was some interesting stuff that I seen throughout this article. All right. So here, the Mayan connection. All right. So the most explosive, haunting, almost credible etymology, the so-called Amaraca theory, was the first advanced in 1875, reappearing in the late 1970s in the essay of the Guyana novelist Jan Carew, titled "The Caribbean Writer in Exile." It say here Carew focused on the identity struggle of Caribbeans who are subject to successive waves of cultural alienations from birth, a process that has its origins embedded in the mosaic of culture fragments. Americans, Africans, Europeans, Asians. He added that the European fragment is brought into a sharper focus than the others, but remain a fragment. It is in his discussion of this European fragment that he turns to the early historical accounts written by European colonizers about the apocalyptic intrusion into the American domains. It's a histories which he argues are largely fictions characterized with few exceptions and romantic invasions of the truth and voluminous omissions. All right, so it tells you right there, right, what he's saying history, which is, let's say, argued and largely fictions characterized with few exceptions. All right, so boom. So let's go right here. I mean, cause I got a lot to read, man. So hopefully you guys, you'll stick with me through the video. Cause this is just the beginning. I got some other articles that I want to cross-reference with this. All right. So it's a Carew move from the fiction of Columbus to those of Vespucci with striking words. Alberico. Now, if you look it up, now check this out, right? This is how you know these motherfuckers be lying. And I'm cursed. I got a curse, all right? This is how you know these people be lying. Because when you Google his name comes up Amerigo, okay? But his real name was either Alberico or Alberica, or something like that. All right, it was a C right here, and there's also a G here now. So why when you look his name up, they don't give you this name right here? Because people gonna look and say, hold up, man, a L and an M is not the same. B, how did his name become America from this word right here? So Vespucci, they say, and I deliberately use his authentic Christian name. All right, so it's saying that is his authentic Christian name. It's a Florine Delentine and Rascal. It's hold up, and Rascal. They call him a fucking rascal. I ain't never heard a grown man being called a rascal. It's a corrected Columbus error, thinking he had found the Orient. Vespucci had sailed to American mainland, declared that what Columbus had indeed stumbled on was a new world. Carew then alludes to Vespucci's famous letter about his voyage. More letters about the controversial letters, which caused a great stir throughout Europe when they were published in the early 1500s. In them, Vespucci invented a colonizer America, and the reality that is are never recovered from this literally assault of distortions he inflicted upon it, because the fiction of virgin land inhabited by savages, at once a racist one and contradiction, remain with us to this day. But Carew, in developing his own fiction, which derives largely from a fanciful 19th century treaty, goes on to say America was undoubtedly a Florine Delentine and an extraordinary clever one. Why would he otherwise have changed his Christian name after the voyage to America? Alright, so let's go on. I'm going to go on a little bit more too. Alright, so it say Carew is resurrecting the ideas of Giles Marcou. Now, I think this is the brother right here. Well, I don't know if it's a brother, but this is the guy right here that I'm going to be reading from in the other article. All right, his name is Mr. Marcou. They refer to him as Mr. Marcou. Now, it's a prominent French genealogist. It's who while studying North America argued, as did other 19th century writers, that the name America was brought back to Europe when the New World, from the New World. And that Vespucci had changed his name to reflect the name of his discovery. Just like so-called people say that, the African thing. I don't really get all into that, man. I don't really know. I believe Africa came from the Greeks or came from the Europeans. I don't believe it was named that. But let's get back into this. I don't want to go too far off topic, all right? So it's all right. So let me just read that one more time. All right. So I'm gonna start from right here. So, all right. So it's a North American argued, as did other 19th century writers, that the name America was brought back to Europe from the New World, and that Vespucci had changed his name to reflect the name of his discovery. Specifically. Marcou introduced the name of the Indian tribe in the district of Nicaragua called Amaraca, and asserted that the district, rich in gold, has been visited by Columbus and Vespucci, who then made this name known to Europe. All right, so let me show you something. Let me show you this map right here. This is his map. Boom. This is the map right here. Alright. So you see right here, it shows you, it say Amaraca Indians. See this? It say Amaraca Indians. Okay? Alright, it told you. And then it shows you right here. It say this is the Marcou range. I guess these would be the mountains right here, or whatever. These are your so-called mountains. I guess this is what they referring to. I could be wrong, but I guess this is what it looks like to me right here. All right, so let's go back to this. All right, so hold up. All right, so boom, I was right here. All right, so I'm gonna read a little bit more of this. I'm gonna go into the other one. All right, so so I say for both explorers, the word Amaraca and gold became synonymous. Subsequently, according to Marcou account, Vespucci changed his Christian name from Alberico. See what I told you, Alberico to Amerigo. Okay, it say, now check this out, Alberico to America, all right? Now, this right here, I can stop it right here, and you can just do your research on that alone or whatever, but, damn, he pretty much explained pretty much what I was talking about. All right, but hold up, I'm going to go into some other things. Just hold up. So it say, Carew cites that Marcou to back his claims that in the archives of Toledo, a letter from Vespucci to the cardinal dated December 9th, 1508 is signed Amerigo with a double R as in the Indian Amaraca, and between 1508 and 1512, the year in which Vespucci died, at least 2 other signatures with the Christian name America was recorded. See Marcou 1875 article. I mean, I don't even need to go on that. This is enough. This is some good information right here. It's saying a more elaborate work published subsequently in the annual report of the Smithsonian Institute of 1890. So he said that he published this in 1890. Smithsonian Institute know about this or whatever, but they still going along and telling you that this country is named after this fucking guy. All right, so. Let me see something. I'm gonna read. Let me read this right here. I just want to read just to touch a little bit more on this fucking lying bastard. First of all, Vespucci's name must be clear. He has been wrongfully portrayed as a crafty opportunist ever since the mid-16th century, when Bartolomeu de la Casa accused him of being a liar and a thief who stole the glory that belonged to Columbus. The new continent insisted La Casa should have been Colombia. Colombia. That's why Columbus, the District of Columbus, Colombia is in South America, okay? And not as it is unjustly called America. In his epoch-making history in the Indies, La Casa demeans Vespucci and his achievements, slandered his name by describing what he... I'm sorry, my bad. See, slandered his name by describing what he, a friend of Columbus and friend and family, considered a long predominated plan of Vespucci to have the world acknowledge him as the discoverer of the largest part of the Indies. Vespucci unfounded bad reputation persisted here throughout the 19th century. One of the climaxes of the vilification was attained by Emerson, who commented in English trace in 1856, strange and broad America must wear the name of a thief. Amerigo, the pickle dealer. Oh shit. Hold up, man. Let me. It said Amerigo, the pickle dealer of Seville. Seville. Let's say, who went out in 1499, a subaltern of Hojeda and whose highest naval rank was boatswain mate in an expedition that never sailed, managed in this lying world to supplant Columbus and baptize half of the earth with his own dishonest name. It say half of the earth with his own dishonest name. Take that into consideration. Alright, it say Vespucci was not the man discovered by Lacasa and Emerson, nor was he simply an unimportant Florine merchant as he is described in the 1992 edition of Compton Encyclopedia published by the Division of Encyclopedia Britannica with the editorial advice of the facilities of the University of Chicago. So you got motherfuckers, man. I got a curse, man. Y'all already know. I got to. This is why you can't believe what you learn in these universities, man. You can't believe it. Now, like I said, man, as bad as I read and as bad as, you know, some of you guys might, you know, critique my literature skills or whatever, I just got accepted for my master's degree. So, and well, I'm gonna say about a month I'm gonna be going back to school. Alright, so to understand this, right, I'm going back to school just for a change, because like I said, I'm trying to get into a university. I would love to teach African studies, man. I would love to teach African studies. I would love to just be an adjunct professor. I'm also a nutritionist, man. You know what I'm saying? I also teach nutrition. But I need to get that master so I can do so I can just teach adjunct. I ain't trying to be working no full-time job. I got a bunch of different businesses that I'm trying to start up for myself as far as real estate investments. And this can be something that I can just do, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, periodically. I can pick a couple classes. That's the only reason why I'm going back for my master's, because I want to teach African studies. And as you know, you already know how, your boy Thompson is how he's going to do that. So, but this tells you, man, you know, see, it's just, doing research, man, and being just like, you know, each stage of life, man, you learn some different stuff, man, and then you keep running into a lot of these lies. You find out that the same people who, like, when you lie, you get, I mean, well, I ain't gonna say you when you lie, but these people tell like whoppers. This ain't a fucking lie. This is a whopper. To say that the word America came from Americo, to try to give credit to Italy again. So all right, so let me go back into it. All right, so we read this. All right, but let me just read a little bit more of this right here, and then I'm gonna go into the other articles because that's a lot to read. So Vespucci was born in 1454, like they said, in Florence, and say where he was baptized according to the official records. Now it say Amaraca, not it say as Carew asserts Alberico. It say the use of the form Amaraca. It say Americo is an instance of an orthographic anarchy. I'm sorry, my bad. An orthographic. What the fuck? Let me get my dictionary, man. Hold up for a minute, people. Alright. Yeah, I just like to get my dictionary sometime when you reading some of this stuff, because some of these words I need to look up. I just want to put this in my dictionary. Alright, I never heard that word before. So it's an orthographic anarchy. Alright, it say that existed in the spelling of the proper name. The name Americo derived from an old Gothic name, Amalrich. It say in all its forms found in Europe, Greek, Aemulus, Latin, and whatever that fuck that that means. That's spelled Emilis, whatever. It say the underlining meaning was that of work. Amalrich, which literally means worker, work ruler, or designator of tasks, might be freely translated as master workman. Old German forms of the name was Almeric and Almeric and Emmerich. The article right here, and this is the original, the origin of the name America. All right. So as you see right here, this is a text, and let's say early journal content of Jasper, free to everyone in the world. Say this article is one of nearly 50,000 scholarly work. Hold up a minute. Let me make sure it's the right thing. Alright, this is it right here. So scholarly work digitized and made freely available to everyone in the world by Just. Alright, so as you go down, I don't need to read none of that, but this is where we at right here. So it say the origin of the name America. So this is, I guess, the person G.O.C. Hurlbut, but whatever how you pronounce his name. Alright, so it say the article under the title in the bulletin of the American Geographical Society number 4 for 1886 was devoted to an examination of Mr. Giles Marcou theory that the name of the New World was taken from that of the mountain range of Nicaragua and was therefore in purely American origin. This theory was advanced in the paper contributed by Mr. Marcou to the Atlantic Monthly. I say as well as to the Bulletin of the Paris Geographical Society in 1875. He has now returned to the subject. If his theory, if his theory, as first published, failed to meet with deception, the reason for the delay, rather in the inherent weakness of the argument than in any deflect of style of manner in the paper itself. It is unfortunately impossible to say as much for the present work. The argument has gained nothing in strength but lapse of time, and the spirit which pervades a plant of 8 pages is not to be commended. Alright, so this is what he said. Mr. Marcou hold that 4 facts dominate the questions as the origin of the name America. These facts are, okay, so I'm going to read to you the facts, and I'm probably going to read to you a little bit more. That the Maracay is the Indian name of the mountains between Jalapa, whatever it say, and Libertad in the Prov. Alright, so that's one of them. And I'm going to be butchering some of these words, man, because some of these words are spelled in Latin. So, alright, so you already know. So, say the origin of the word, the origin of the name America. Alright, so I guess it's discontinued provenance of Chantels in Nicaragua, and these mountains separate Lake Nicaragua from the Mosquito Coast. The word Maracay signifies in the Mayan language the country of the wind, the country where the wind blows consistently. Alright, so I guess that's what the word is translated into. It says the Christian name Vespucci is Alberico in Italy and in Spanish, Alberica in Latin. Alright, so we already went over that. But he pretty much everything I'm touching on that is what he said in that last article. Alright, so you know what? I'm not even going to really read more of this. I'm going to go into the other article I got. But you guys can check this article out. Matter of fact, you know what? I promise I'm going to put all these articles up in the I'm gonna put them up inside the what's the name, the description. All right. So that was that one. So all right. So this is another one I found. All right. So let me open this up a little bit more. Alright, so alright. Alright, so just give me 1 second. Let me just find exactly where I was at. Just give me 1 second, people. Alright, this is what I'm gonna read from right here. Alright. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this whole page right here. So it says, sometime it is stated that great injustice has been done to Columbus in not naming the New World after him. Yeah, the agitations started with Bishop Lacasa, Columbus' contemporary and friend, who labored under misconceptions and was ignorant of the correct facts. But why after Columbus alone? All right, so it's a true. He blazed the way across the sea of darkness, and his heroic deed is engraved in immortal letters on the eternal leaves of the historical records. But the discovery of America, of the whole extent of vast territories, was the fruit of not one man, but of thousands of adventurers, discoverers, and explorers. The work lasted 4 centuries. The long sought northwestern passage having only been effected recently by Amundsen. Say, moreover, in the settling of the civilization of the New World, not one nation or people, but all the nations and people of Europe participated. Now, would it not be more just, considering that history has fully established and given proper credit to every and each discoverer and to the part of every nation and people play in the evolution of the New World, that it should bear a name in which have all a common interest and bond? No, it shouldn't, because it don't belong to none of you. Just because you came here, I don't fucking mean you should name it after yourself. They say this is precisely the case. The great Gothic people were the News origins. They were cousins to the other Teutonic tribes, conquerors of Roman Greek Empire, and ruled at one time or another from the shores of Volga to those of the pole. I don't know what the fuck you got it crossed out. It's saying it's saying far and fair Lusantana. There is not one nation in Europe which has not Goth blood in its vein. It's saying, and upon whose history the Goths have not left an impress. It is therefore not more than just that the proudest name of the mother people of the mother nation and the modern nations, say a family name common to all, should have been bestowed on the New World, and this is especially the case as regards Spain. They say, after the ill-fated battle of Extra de Frontera, the last of the Goths fled the northwestern part of Iberia. Alright? They say Iberia Peninsula. They say, and there in the Rocky Mountains wilderness, inacceptable to the Moors, took reference to the eventually founded the kingdom of Catalonia. It said it was due to the chivalrous spirit of these Gothic refugees that the fight against the Moors invader was continued, which finally resulted under Isabella in their defeat. All right, so it say, to this very day, the Hispanic grandees and noble boast of the Gothic blood, and when Columbus' foot and heart sore repulse and ridiculous was face to face with failure, he found hospitality and consolation in a specifically Gothic land, encouragement from the sympathetic woman who proudly proclaimed her descent from the Amalling. Surely all those who favored the name Isabella has no reason to object to the name America. The proudest name and the title of her immediately ancestors is there. Even was a case the poetical and historical justice. Truly, it is in sections of a Gothic name for the New World. Alright, so I think I actually got off of what I was reading at. I just kept on reading that just to read it. Let me see something. Alright, so let me keep on going. So there is still a coincidence to discover a coincidence of so startling a nature that many scholars, among them the present governor-elect of Georgia, the Honorable Joseph M. Brown, have tried to prove that Vespucci changed his name so as to make it consonant with the word that was prevalent over the South and Central America, the word Amaraca. Amaraca. That's how it's spelled too. That's how it's pronounced too, man. Amaraca. 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 It's a Governor Brown. Now, let me get into this right here. Alright, let me get into this. Alright. So say Governor Brown says his ancestors, whatever it's saying, an epic romance of Ion, Atlantis, and Amaraca evidence seems to prove that Americo Vespucci, who in his first voyage of Ojeda was written as Marcou Vespucci, took his name from the continent instead of the reverse. All right, so yeah, this is what I was looking for right here in this article. And say the present Venezuela, where Vespucci landed first on the South American continent, was called in those days Amaraca Pana. Alright, it's saying in Central America, where he touched on his first journey in the present Honduras, there is a chain of mountains called the Amaraca, which were peopled by the Amaraca Indians. Now let me stop here, man. So now look, I showed you a couple of different sources. I showed you Mr. Marac. I guess that's how you pronounce his name, or whatever, or Giles Marac, or whatever, and he wrote an article on this, or I guess he published the article on this in the Smithsonian, and they knew about this. So you got numerous different people talking about this. All right, this is the reason why I like to bring different articles up, because people be like, man, you just bought one article. No, I'm bringing a couple of different articles of people all saying the same thing. Who the only people saying that he discovered this country? The European, and then a lot of Europeans saying he didn't. You know, I guess the reason Lacasa saying he didn't, so he can get a contribution to Columbus. But like, if he knew that he was going to take I don't know, they probably wasn't thinking the way we think these days. All right, so the Maracay Indians, say the capital of the Quinches and Han Amaraca were a cross worshipped by people named Marcou. It say the headgear of the high priest of the kingdom of Kanden Marcou. Alright, it say below Maraca. That's how I'm pronouncing it, man. Cebu was adorned with the emblem down the Venezuelan coast, where the town of Maraca or Maracay, it's a Amaraca, it's a the or the Oranoco was named Marcou. And I'm sorry, I'm butchering these words up, man. But hey, we're gonna try to get through this shit, man. It's saying and the Amazon, the Morana. It's a through the regions of Guyana. It's a flow rivers called the Amaraca. Now listen, you think this is ironic that all these fucking names sound all the same? Now, like I said, I touched in the last one that this word right here. I touched in the last one that this word right here highlighted, man. If we put an O right here and we put an O right here and we put an O right here, this shit would say Morocco. All right. Now I don't care how nobody feel about that shit, but this is they say they found these words before. Remember, Morocco was not established until the 1930s, man. So they telling you that they got similar. Now this is the reason why I wanted to just bring this article up, just to show you that it's another. They said America, but they telling you that it might be America or like you say the Amaru and all this other stuff, man. And like I said, man, it's so much information on this stuff, man. You have to do your research on this or whatever. But yeah, man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I'm looking for something particular that I was looking for. Let me see. All right, yeah. Let me read. Let me go back to that right there. All right, so I'm gonna read right here. Hold up. Check this out too. Let me go down right here, cause I see something else that I was looking at. All right, so I'm gonna read right. So it say Pizarro reported to the Emperor Charles V that he kept the Inca Hasakar. That sounds like a Bible name. A prisoner in the fortified place and Amaraca, and that this ruler who had a golden palace, Amaru, died later in the hot springs of Amaru. They say the serpent god was called the Amaraca. Okay, now this is just too like, yo, man. The Brazilians worship the god the Tamaraga. They say the word America was closely connected with the religion of the Incas. So they said the Incas worshipped something. They had a spiritual belief. It say, and the Mayans throughout the entire region, reaching from Panama to the Rio de la Plata, the Aborigines used the sacred rattles everywhere called the Maraca. All right. It say, in fact, the word Amaraca occurs again and again all over South America. This coincidence is startling, but it is still more so when we consider the meaning of the word Amaraca. It appears to have always been associated with the mystical deity and with some stupendous achievements which could only have been created with the serenest and manual labor, like the great river, it say a gulf, a chain of mountains, etc. It say, of course, it is only a remarkable coincidence, as there is undisputed proof that Vespucci was called America long before he ever thought of participating in any New World adventure. All right, it say, so let me read that one more time. I ain't get a proper understanding of that. So, of course, it is only a remarkable coincidence, as there is an undisputable proof that Vespucci was called. Now he think Vespucci was called America. Maybe I touched on up in the other part of the paragraph that he called that his name was Alberico or whatever, but he think his name is America. He think it's just a coincidence. But he thinking even with the coincidence that he think his name is America, he's still showing you all these different. He's still showing you all these other different coincidences that in South America where he supposed to have already came. He's saying that they was already calling the place the America, the Amaraca. Come on, man. So all right. So it say, however, that is a name so similar in sound and significant to America was so prevalent all over the central and southern parts of the continent centuries before the landfall of European discoveries add more luster to the resplendencies of the name America. It become the very truth of the patriotic heirlooms. Alright? Stop this video there. Alright, but yo man, this is like I said, man. This right here, I actually put in Google search and let me see something. This is the book, The Romance of the Name America. Alright, so this is the name, The Romance of the Name America. I guess this is one of the titles or one of the pages or titles or whatever in the book, and it's called Was America Named Amaraca? Alright, so look, man. Like I said, man, you do your research on this, man. You're going to find out that 90% of the stuff that we've been told, well, as far as what we've been told here, is a fucking lie, man. And it's a lie in the worst way because they got all this information out there, man. All this information is out there. And you just got to find the time. If it means something to you, you find the time to do the research. Like I said, I did not write these articles. I'm not the one who published none of these articles or whatever. I'm just cross-reference the articles. Like you said, if you can get three people, you get three people. I just got 3 different articles that basically went against all the articles we have heard. So these 3 different articles sound more sensible to me than somebody named Alberico being named America. That don't even sound fucking right. And this is the way that they play with us because they think black people are stupid. I mean, well, they think black aborigines, African Americans, colored people, they think we are so stupid to the point to where they can just say anything and we believe anything. And this is what this shit is coming to these days. So look, man, people, like I said, man, you do your own research. If stuff matters to you, man, research it, man, and you know what I'm saying, enlighten yourself so you can, that's something more that you know that you didn't know before. So that's the reason why I do a lot of these videos or whatever. Like, I just be getting thoughts for some of these, to be, you know what I'm saying, to be doing some of these videos and coming up with some of these titles. I just be thinking of it. I say, you know what? And then I do the research, and then sure enough, the research pans out, and it always finds something that contradicts everything that these people tell you. Okay? So like I said, man, comment, like, subscribe, man. Hopefully you enjoy these videos, man. I'm gonna start doing live stream. I might try to do one tonight. I'm gonna reach out to my brother Chief Holiday. I haven't been able to really get in contact with a lot of people. Yeah, man, definitely comment, like, subscribe, man. Hopefully you enjoy the video. This is a touch in this one. I'm out. Peace.